Shalom, all praise to YAHAWAH, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Coming at you another lesson, Lord wouldn't be edifying. The Lord is separating his sheep from the goats. The Lord is about division. Now, it's a big thing going on with these false prophets, okay? Starting with these false prophets on TBN, the Trinity Broadcasting Network, TD Jakes, okay, Creflo Dollar, Pastor Bryant, Kurt Franklin, all these wicked false pastors, Kenny Copeland, okay, the late Billy Graham, all these false prophets and pastors on TBN, the Trinity Broadcast Network, okay, all the way down to these false teachers and false prophets of Israel on in the streets, okay, like it's a lot of these false prophets, man, okay. They're not telling you about the RFID microchip. They're not calling on the name of the Lord, Yahawah and YAHAWASHI. So they're not giving you the 100% truth. But what's going on now, because a lot of people is riled up about this TD Jakes, okay, video. Listen, man. The Lord sets up these false prophets. The Lord has these false prophets set up just to deceive the 2/3. So the 2/3 can go on one side and the elect can go on another side. You got these 2/3 going on the left side with these false prophets, and you got the 1/3, the righteous, going on the right side with the true prophets, okay, of the Most High. Now, this has been going on since Martin Lucifer Queen, okay, Malcolm X, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackass, okay. These false prophets been here, man. Now, I'm finna go into these precepts to prove my point. This is, now, I want to say this too. Now, they saying that 80%, that TD Jakes in his congregation, he have 80% of his congregation is women. And that's not just with him, man. Okay, with Creflo Dollar, all these false prophets, man. In every church over here in North America, okay? 80% of the congregation is women, man. 80% of the congregation is women. And this is what the Lord says about these congregations, man. These churches, okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, meaning in the wilderness, okay, all the way up to now, man, with truth, with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, okay, with all manner of food, man. He said, when I had fed them to the full, then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses. Okay, he said by troops, meaning they deep. It's a lot of them. Okay, by troops in the harlot houses. The Lord called all these churches harlot houses. Why? Because most of these churches, they are filled with women, man. It don't matter if it's Methodist, Catholic, Pentecostal, Jehovah Wickedness, Baptist. These churches are filled with women, man. So he called them harlot houses. And we know they saying TD Jakes' congregation is mostly 80% women. That's in every church, man. Every church, most other churches filled with women, man. Okay? It's mostly women. Because these men is waking up to the truth. So these women is getting left in these churches. Okay, because most of these women is not going to follow a man in righteousness. They're not going to follow the real ways of the Most High, Yahawah and YAHAWASHI. So they are sticking to what their grandparents, what their grandmother and their mother taught them. Okay, to be a part of Christianity, man, following these religions, which is man-made. So they assemble themselves by troops in the harlot houses, man. Okay, because these men waking up to the truth. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. Let me start at verse 2. And it reads, Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahawah have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. And it say the same thing in Jeremiah. When it say, read again, Jeremiah 5 and 7. He say, I have fed them to the full. Then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot house. He said, I have fed them to the full. Say the same thing in Isaiah 1 and 2. He say, I have nourished and brought up children. Nourished meaning he fed them to the full. Okay? As it tell you in Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 7. And they rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel do not know, my people doeth not consider. Our people don't consider the truth, man. They don't consider what these pastors be telling them. Okay? They bring out one scripture, and the rest of the time in these harlot houses, which is these churches, all they do is talk about the Lord wants you to be prosperous. And he wants you to have this and have that. And the Lord love you. Okay? They already teaching that the laws are done away with. The Mosaic law. The law is done away with so you can do what you want to do. But then on top of that, they want to say the Lord love you. Well, the Lord clearly tell you in 1 John 5 and 3, if you love him, keep his commandments. Okay? That is showing the Lord love, man. Not following ways, not following the tradition of men. That's what they teach you in these churches, man. To follow the tradition of men, which is in Mark chapter 7, 6 through 9. Okay? Colossians chapter 2, verse 8 say, be not deceived through philosophies and vain deceits, man, by the tradition of men. Okay? So, the Lord say, an ox knoweth his owner, and an ass his master's crib. An ox and a donkey is two of the stubbornest animals, man. But it said, an ox knoweth his owner, and an ass his master's crib. So they know who own them. But he said, Israel do not know. My people do not consider. So Israel don't even know who their most high power is, man. Okay? And they don't consider the truth, man. They don't consider that they Israelites, Hebrew Israelites. You got T.D. Jakes going against the truth, man. Like all these other false prophets and pastors, man. They're not teaching you the truth. They're deceiving the people. Which the Lord, and I keep saying this, the Lord has these false pastors and prophets, these pastors set up for the 2/3 for the left side. Okay? And the elect on the right side. So, once again, these pastors, these prophets, these false teachers is gathering the 2/3 that's going to be destroyed by the Lord on the left-hand side. So that's their job. The Lord set them up for to do that. Okay? This is the Lord's will. This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. And it reads, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's why a lot of these kids dying in the streets, man. Okay? Straight bullets coming through the wall, killing kids while they sleep in their bed. Okay? Kids being born blind or deformed. Okay? Or getting left in cars, man. Okay, getting left in these hot cars or in these vans. Okay? These daycare vans. So the Lord said he will forget thy children, man. Meaning it's gonna be all type of ways these kids are gonna die because their parents is wicked. Okay? Parents is gonna die as well. That's why I tell you in Jeremiah 16, man, they should die grievous deaths. So don't be surprised, man, when your kids wind up being killed, man. Okay? Dying of some horrible death. Because our people would not seek the ways of the Lord, the true ways, man. Okay? He said, they forgot my laws, I will also forget thy children. This is Matthew chapter 25, and I'm going to start at verse 31. And it reads, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, meaning in his kingdom, and before him shall be gathered all nations, all 18 nations, okay? And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Okay? Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Okay? So this is about the elect, man. Okay? So we don't care what happened to the 2/3, man. Because the Lord has these pastors sought up to deceive the 2/3, man. To keep them blinded from getting the truth. The Lord don't want them. He has them set up to be destroyed, man. He has them set up to be destroyed, man. Okay? It's plain, man. It ain't rocket science. This is Matthew 24, verse 24. And it reads, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Now, you got a guy that come on late night. It's like an infomercial. And he be selling this miracle water, okay? And he got peoples on the commercial saying that how the water blessed them, and they got a check in the mail for $50,000 and $70,000, and all their debt was cleared because they got this miracle water, man. Okay, right here in Matthew 24 and 24, it says, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were so, they shall deceive the very elect. Now we know the elect cannot be deceived. We know this because when you read Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4 down to 10, the elect was predestined from the beginning with the Most High Son YAHAWASHI, man. Okay? Now I tell you right here in Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the elect can be deceived. Because it's already prophecy that the elect is going to be the ones that wake up to the truth. Okay? The elect cannot be deceived. Because the Lord saying in St. John chapter 10 verse 27, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. Okay? And I know them. So the elect can't get deceived. But the 2/3 is going to be deceived, man. That's why I tell you in Zechariah 13, 8 and 9, that 2/3 shall be put to death, but 1/3 shall be tried and refined, as gold and silver is refined, man. Okay, and that's the elect, man. So the Lord has these false pastors sought up to deceive the 2/3, man. and they all falling for it. It's all according to prophecy, man. And I'm going to read this to prove that Yahweh have his false prophets set up for the 2/3 and his righteous prophets set up for the 1/3. Now, this is First Kings. This is First Kings chapter 22. And I'm going to start at verse 19. And it reads, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. When they say that I saw the host of heaven next to Yahweh on the throne, that's talking about the angels, man. Okay? That's talking about the angels. Read it again. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, the Lord Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Now, talking about Ahab, talking about a king, about making him take a fall, and fall in this battle. Okay, it's going to be a battle between two kings. Okay, I'm read again. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab? Now he talking to his angels, the ones on the right and the left, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead. And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. Now, one angel said on this manner, and another angel said on this manner. And this is what the angels was telling Yahweh. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. So now you got these angels telling the Lord, listen, let me do it. No, I can do it. Another angel saying, I can do it. Let me do it. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Same thing we got going on today, man. Okay? Check this out. And he said, thou shalt persuade him. This is what this is what Yahweh told him. This is what the angel said. And I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And Yahweh said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. This is what Yahweh told the angels. Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord Yahweh hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets. And the Lord Yahweh hath spoken evil concerning thee. So the Lord got these wicked pastors, these prophets, these false teachers, deceiving the 2/3 on the left-hand side, man. Hey, that is a beautiful precept, okay? 1 Kings 22, 19 through 23, man. Reading this again. It say, now therefore, behold, the Lord Yahweh hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets, and the Lord Yahweh hath spoken evil concerning thee. Okay? So the Lord got the evil spirit in these prophets, man. Okay? The Lord let his angels put these evil spirits in these prophets, man, so they can lie to the people and deceive them. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 9 and I'm going to start at verse 14. Therefore the Lord will cut off from Israel head and tail, branch and rush in one day. Now, this is the point. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head. The ancient and the honorable, it's talking about these supposed to be prophets, man. Supposed to be watchers over Israel. Supposedly. Your Creflo dollars, your TD snakes, your Arab sharptons, your Jesse jackasses, okay? Your Martin Lucifer queens. All these type of guys supposed to be. Your uh, Louis Farrakhan, okay? These supposed to be the ancient and the honorables of Israel, okay? But they are being paid off by the real heads, okay? The real ancient and honorables, which are the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, okay? But the number one family is the Rothschilds, who pay off all these TBN pastors. The Trinity Broadcast Network is all paid off by the Rothschild, okay, to deceive the people. Now this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 14. Therefore the Lord will cut off from Israel head and tail, the branch and rush in one day. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head. And the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. Why? When they say the prophet that teacheth lies is the tail, because they are the ones that have our people deceived. So what are people doing? Following behind these pastors. Okay? That's why I say the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. Okay? So our people following behind these pastors, they is the tail, man. Okay? The ancient and the honorable, man, is these elites that pay off our supposed to be ancient and honorables and have them teaching false doctrine, man. Roman Catholicism, okay? Tradition of men. Now, verse 16, for the leaders of this people call them to error, and they that are led of them are destroyed, okay? They are destroyed. They are destroyed, man. Reading this again. Verse 15, the ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people call them to error, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So they are led of them, meaning the congregation. You're led by these false teachers who teacheth lies, man. You're going to be destroyed, man. Okay? But the Lord got that spirit on these false pastors to collect up these 2/3, man. Okay? Now, remember that word ancient, because I'm going to get to that in a minute in Ezekiel chapter 9. Now, this is what our people want to hear in these churches from these false pastors. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children, children that would not hear the law of the Lord, like it said in Hosea 4 and 6, which say to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. So, when it said in Isaiah 9 and 14, the ancient honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. And I just read to you Isaiah 30 and 10. They want to hear lies, smooth things, prophesy deceit. So our people love to hear lies, man. Now you got these women in these churches, okay? They want to be head, man, of the household. And they also are becoming, it is also becoming now more women pastors. That's wicked, okay? That's another reason why if a man lead a church because he fell into the truth and his woman don't want to follow him, it's because she trying to be her own pastor and teach herself. Okay? 1 Timothy 2, man, tell you that a woman should not use authority over a man. It shall be no woman teachers. Okay? No woman pastors, no woman judges, no woman nothing, man. That's wicked. That's why a lot of these men is leaving their women, because their women want to be pastors and they want to rule over the house. Okay? Following these false pastors on TV, man, these women is being destroyed. But the same way Satan deceived Eve in the garden, man, okay? That's the same thing going on right now today, man, with these false pastors and ESAU, EDOM, destroying our women, making them head. Because what did Satan tell Eve in the garden? You will be like God, okay? All you got to do is learn these philosophies. That's that tree of good and evil, man. Learning the philosophies, man. When you go to college, what do you have to learn in college? Philosophy and psychology, man. Okay? archaeology. Uh, um, you got archaeology and knowing about geology and all that other madness, man. Okay, all these different philosophies. Okay, do as thy will. Okay, you only live once doctrine. Okay, so these women, Satan told them in the garden, man, you will be like God. So these women today, what women flock to, man? Power, man. Okay, so these women want to be their own head of the house. It tell you in Proverbs 14:1, man, that a woman, if she ain't right, man, she's going to destroy her house, man. Okay, so these men today with these women, man, and these men is coming to the truth, but these women don't want to come into the truth because they want to stay following what their grandmama taught their mothers, man. Christianity, religion, Roman Catholicism, man. Okay, and they are being destroyed by these pastors, man. Whether it's on TV or in these harlot houses, these churches, man. The Lord called those churches harlot houses, man. Okay, got Jeremiah 5:7, man. He say they assemble themselves by troops, meaning it's a lot of them in the harlot houses, man. And it's more women in these churches than men, because these men waking up to the truth. And these women, hey, 2/3 that the Lord is going to destroy of his own people, most of them are women, man. They are mostly women. Now, making my point about this, it said the ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. And they deceive not people in these churches, man. Now this is Ezekiel chapter 9, starting at verse 4. And the Lord YAHAWAH said unto him, to the angel, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, just like the angel he told in 1 Kings 22. Okay, he told him the same thing, man. Go and be a lying spirit. Okay, and all those prophets. And that's what's going on today, man. And the Lord said, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. Jerusalem represents the people, the 12 tribes of Israel. So go through all these wicked people, okay, all 12 tribes, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that's all these men right now teaching the truth on these street corners everywhere, man. GMS, okay? Teaching 100% truth, man. The Lord said, set a mark on them, okay? That mark is exempt from judgment. When you look at the word mark right here, man, it's exempt from judgment. And to the others, he said in my hearing, and this is what he said to the other angels, go ye after them through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly, old and young, both made. It say old and young, both made. Made mean young women, and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, exempt from judgment, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men, which were before the house. And he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the court with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. Now it say, begin at the ancient men. That's why I read to you in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 15. The ancient and honorable is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. So the Lord say, go start at these wicked pastors and kill them, because they destroying my people. They deceiving my people, okay? This is Jeremiah 23:1, and it reads, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter thy sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Therefore thus saith the Lord YAHAWAH, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord YAHAWAH. Okay? So these pastors, man, is destroying these people, man, with Roman Catholicism, man. Okay? And this is a major thing that's going on, Because the Roman Catholic Church got all these other churches under control. And what does they use? What does they use this false doctrine to do? For money, man. It's all about business. It's about money. This is Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof, now this is the same heads that I just read to you in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 15. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets therefore divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord Yahawah and say, is not the Lord among us? No evil can come upon us. Okay? So these prophets, man, they is lying to you, man, getting your money. I'm going to read this again. Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward. And this is what they deceive you, teaching you like they teaching you the truth so you can get that money up when they sit them place around 3 times. And the priests therefore teach for hire, and the prophet therefore divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. This is what they deceive you with, okay? Amen. They deceive us, man. This is what they do. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 11. It reads, whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Okay? Whose mouth must be stopped. Talking about the head, these false pastors, man. It say whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake, man. Okay? Deceiving our people for money, man. Now this is 1 Timothy chapter 3. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 3. And it reads, not given to wine, nor striking. It say, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patience, not a brawler, not covetous. Okay? It say, not greedy for filthy lucre, man. And this is how they is, man. You giving these pastors all your money, man, so they can live good and ride good, man, and eat good. But they deceiving you, man. Stirring you away from the truth, man, okay? These pastors is not giving you the truth, man. Now this is Jude chapter 1, verse 11. Lord willing, I'm going to bring out this last precept, which is in Matthew's. This is Jude chapter 1, verse 11. And it read, woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of, it say, woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and have greedily and ran greedily after the error of Balaam, and perished in the gainslaying of Korah. Okay? Because what they doing, man, teaching for money, man. It say, woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam, for reward, okay, and perished in the gainslaying of Korah. So they teaching for money, man. Okay, this is what they do, man. They deceive you. Okay, they teach for a reward, man. They teaching for a reward, man. And this is what YAHAWASHI said, man, because this is in the red, man. Okay. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 9, and it reads, provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet staff, for the workman is worthy of his meat. Okay? Now this is verse 8. It says, heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely you have received, freely give. Okay? The Lord say, freely you have learnt this knowledge, so freely you must go and teach it. Okay, so woe to them, man, who teach for filthy lucre's sake, man. These pastors are deceiving our people, man. And the only people left in these churches is the women, man, because they looking for power. Because what was Eve promised by Satan? Power, man. Okay, by controlling people through philosophy, man. That's the whole point of them setting up colleges, so you can get the philosophy, that psychology, okay, by philosophy and psychology, man. Philosophy is the ways of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil. Okay, what our women want, man, they want the power, so they are getting philosophy, psychology, man. So that's why most of these churches is 80% filled with women, the harlot houses. Thus saith the Lord, man. So our people, man, hey, you got to understand this is all prophecy. The Lord has these false prophets set up to deceive 2/3 of our people, okay? They is set up, man. The Lord got that angel with that lying spirit in these people, man, to deceive 2/3 of our people. That's the Lord doing his work, man, okay? Isaiah 45:7 say, he create peace and make evil. He, the Lord, do all these things, okay? 1 Samuel 2:6. Deuteronomy 32:39, man. The Lord say, I create evil and make peace. Okay, I raise up and bring down, man. So he is doing these things, man. You have to understand that the Lord is the one that's deceiving these people with these false pastors and prophets, man. Okay? The Lord is doing these things, man. Hey, so with that, I just want to get edified. I want to say all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, REKAKWADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to all the ark pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waiting on the hope for the elect. The Lord willing, with edifying. Shalom.